Spider-Man Far From Home. Did you see it? I did. One sentence summary. Kind of like the film Eurotrip, but it's Spider-Man. Could you beat the villain? Quentin Beck, who's not actually Quentin Beck, but it's a whole thing. He's just a man with fancy gadgets. So if he was wearing a cape during a Dick Cheney style street fight, I'd certainly use that against him. I could pull it over his fishbowl and wouldn't be able to see what was going on. And you know what? In the film, Peter Parker / Spider-Man decides to like directly head on confront this guy. He could very easily have just like sneaky crawl up the side of the building, walk up behind him and then do the chop. That's what I would have done. How would you improve the film? There were so many Audis in this film. Like, there's so much advertising going on. I saw the trailer for Gemini Man yesterday, and like there's an advert for Budweiser in that trailer. So Nick Fury, or not really Nick Fury, but it doesn't really matter. He seemed to be a bit shaken by being dusted by the snap. But you've got to imagine like he'd still like run background checks, and he'd be able to find out pretty easily this guy who says his name is Quentin Beck from another dimension. Like, turns out he's not Quentin Beck from another dimension. He's just some dude that used to work for Tony Stark. The climax of the film centres around Peter's spider sense not working right, and like the fact that it's only been mentioned once in the film doesn't really sit right with that. And also the spider sense isn't something that's really been focused on in the MCU. So like maybe it would have helped if, like Peter said at some point during the many fights in the film, "Oh man, my bloody spider sense isn't working right. Oh, if only I could sense danger. Are the Sokovia Accords a thing in this film? Because that was like the main thrust of Captain America Civil War. But now like a load of people know Peter's secret identity, and it's not really a big deal. Well, until the end. And then, as a prime example of this, Peter and Quentin are sat in a bar, or so it would seem. They're in costume, just without their masks on, having a chat about the bloody big old fight they were just in and other various things. Maybe we should like at least put on a jacket or something to look different. But there you go. At the beginning, Maria Hill and Nick Fury, or so it would seem, arrive in an Audi and it jumps forward. I think it like stalled, they left it in gear or something. Just odd, don't know what to make of that. Aunt May mentions that Pete's bags got blown up, and I'm not quite sure when that happened. Pete doesn't want anyone to know that Spider-Man is here in Europe at the same time as him, even though previously mentioned secret identity is a bit weird. So he gets a new costume with the exact same aesthetic, kind of look, same eyes, and even Liz is like, "Oh look, is that Spider-Man?" And Ned's all like, "No." Oh yeah, so there's a moment where Peter uses an improvised mask, and that was a perfect opportunity to bring in the bombastic Bagman into the MCU. That would have been amazing. They say that a hero will save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. There's a bit where thrilling things are happening, and Ned's all like, "Oh, where's your Spider-Man suit?" And Peter's like, "I left it at the hotel because I'm on holiday." And then he whips out his web shooters. So like, you had them on, why not bring the costume? I think it would have been far more dramatic if Peter had had to jump into action without his web shooters. And he knows a surprising amount about the Tower of London. He must have seen my last video. Or there. What? I'll put it in the corner. Anyway, he didn't look 16. Rating out of 5 beers, 3. Was pretty good, it was fine. I liked the Miss Scusi, which I choose to believe is a reference to Eurotrip, as previously mentioned. And J.K. Simmons back, yeah, that's well good, but I think for the modern age, Ice Cube would have made a far better J. Jonah Jameson, because that would have been amazing.